sound of the bass. Start to feel like I'm dreaming, man, should have seen that look on my face. But I'm so low-key, I'm an anonymous T that I left no trace. But when I step one foot in the room, I'ma set this pace. I feel like king of the hill when they're never gonna take my crown.
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan from Last Week in Wrestling Podcast, and of course tonight we are going to be doing Royal Rumble predictions since it is only a day away. But with all of the crazy news and topics and breaking things that have been happening, there are things that we also need to talk about. So I will say this and preface it now, and when we get to those more crazier topics, again, viewer discretion is advised because we are going to be talking about some very, very, very heavy things today on the podcast. But of course, I am your host, where each and every weekday we do a whole bunch of great watch-alongs for AEW, WWE, the independent scene, and so much more. Interviews just like the one last night with Main Event from House of Glory. So, of course, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you go ahead. It is available on YouTube as well as Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But, of course, I can't do these shows alone without my guys and gals of the wrestling community. None other and returning guest, my guy, Joe Panda III from the Joe Panda Variety Show. Buddy, happy Friday. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Oh, it's going to be a rough conversation, brothers. I said it before we're live. We're in the effing zoo. You got a panther, you got a Leo, and you got a wolf. You're the lion. You're the keeper, man. You're gonna have to clean all our cages because it's gonna be crazy in here tonight.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cages that are gonna be needed to be cleaned. That is for sure.
Extra
after these topics. Yeah, especially after today's topics. None other than kicking it with Leo. We're kicking it old school with him, of course. Leo, how are you, buddy? Happy, somewhat Royal Rumble weekend day.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a very tough discussions, very non-PG, to say the least. But besides that, everything's good. I got my tickets for Monday Night Raw on March 11th, so I will be going to Monday Night Raw, which I'm very excited for on the road to WrestleMania. So why not?
Yeah, there you go. Why not? Let's get, of course, a couple positive vibes in here. And none other than Julia Hart's husband himself, Mr. Wolf. How are you doing, buddy? Happy night before Royal Rumble.
Excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow is my favorite event of the year, where I get to proudly be a huge mark and not care about anyone else's judging of me.
That's fair enough. And of course, we are going to be here live, kicking it to you tomorrow as well. 7:45 Eastern time, we are going to be doing a live watch along for Royal Rumble, unless things change. Like I said, today we have a very, very interesting and unfortunately heavy show to do today. As of course, we all know the Vince McMahon scandals and allegations have come out, as well as some somewhat crazy positive vibes with Netflix and Monday Night Raw coming possibly in 2025, and none other than The Rock himself being the board of directors over for TKO, the Endeavor merger for WWE. But we're going to get to all of that stuff a little bit later. I kind of want to start the show off on a light note and kind of get into, of course, the Rumble feel, the Rumble season. Tomorrow, like we've been saying, is the Royal Rumble. And of course, we have 4 big matches, 2 Royal Rumbles itself, the men's and the women's. And then, of course, the United States Championship on the line, as well as the Tribal Chiefs titles as well. Roman Reigns is also on the line. So we're going to do a quick predictions, of course, of everybody. Final 4, winner of both Rumbles, as well as some debuts or returns. And then, of course, the winners of those title matches. But yeah, definitely going to have a very heavy show. So again, viewer discretion is advised when we get to that part of the show later on. But let's kick it off. Let's get right into it, guys. Tomorrow night, Rumble season. And like Wolf said, this is the start of Road to WrestleMania and 40. My goodness, 40 years of WrestleMania. Of course, WWE 2K24 video game coming out sometime in March, where we here are also going to be creating our own community for that. So all of you great people that are listening, make sure if you get a copy of the game to check us out on Discord, so that way you guys can go ahead and get yourselves a character and be a part of this great community. I can't wait. Myself, of course, Leo, Noah, Wolf, and so many others are going to be joining us for that week-long, really, or weekly, I should say, weekly advertised showings, pay-per-views, and so much more via 2K24. But enough of all that. Royal Rumble is upon us. Let's start off with the men's, because I feel like this is definitely going to be the show setter for what the show's outcomes and for what the show's outcomes and of course WrestleMania can be with, of course, Gunther. We have Gunther, we have Shinsuke Nakamura, we have none other than CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Otis, Chad Gable, and so many more that have already confirmed that they are going to be a part of the Royal Rumble. So we have a whole bunch more. And the possibility of Hulk.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
Jey Uso is in the Rumble. Yes, he was confirmed. Yes, and also that we are also, thank you so much, Mama Pam. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. But yes, okay, we're going to block that immediately.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, especially with everything that we got to talk about today. That is not
What do you
happening.
expect? It's gonna be a
Yeah,
crazy day.
it's just another day. All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
This is why I'm scared to do live streams, because of people like that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
listen, you have no idea the risks I'm willing to take. Don't ever say that I'm not a risk taker.
I pre-tape my shows.
But yes, so like I said,
The
Royal
Jeff Hardy of YouTube.
Yes, Royal Rumble. Yeah, Royal Rumble is, of course, tomorrow. Men's Royal Rumble, I feel, is going to be the thing that definitely sets apart the actual pay-per-view itself, because it has a lot on the line. The Intercontinental Champion Gunther is in action at the Rumble itself. None other than, of course, Jey Uso and all the other names listed prior are going to be taking place in that Rumble, including two big names, none other than Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. And a lot of speculation has been going on, some saying that it could be Hulk Hogan, Wolf's favorite guy, the one that he's cheering for. Absolutely so excited for. Maybe WrestleMania's number 30.
Look at me.
Or, yeah.
Look at my skin.
Listen, buddy.
Hogan
I don't know
comes
what to tell
back,
you.
I will actually beg for Omos to be in it to throw him out.
Well, Omos is at the Rumble. I can confirm that. Omos is at the Rumble. I don't know if he's participating in the Rumble, but he is in Tampa Bay, and he is at the Rumble show. So I don't know if he's a guest. I don't know if he's a opponent, but we'll see.
Another name that is in the area, not confirmed yet to be
Wolf. You good, Wolf?
He
You're stuck in the Matrix.
He's
stuck,
frozen.
Yeah. Frozen. Hopefully he'll come back. All right. Nonetheless, before when Wolf up, I think he's back.
I'm back.
You're back?
Okay. There we go.
Okay.
I'm back.
There
Yeah.
you are.
She is in the area after being injured for a while. Miss Sonya Deville is in Tampa Bay.
A big name. Okay. Yeah. All right. That could be very exciting to see her come back for the Women's Rumble. But we are going to stay on the topic of the Men's Rumble for a little bit. Let's get everybody's final four, and then, of course, the winners, and then one or two, either a debut and a return, two returns, two debuts, whoever you would like to do it as. But, of course, Joe, we'll start with you, buddy. My guy, let's get you on the big screen here. There you go. Who do you think is going to be the final four right now?
I said this on Salsa's in the chat, but they didn't really read my message, comment. I think it's going to be Cody, Punk, to LA Knight, and the fourth guy, maybe Mr. Yeet, as this gentleman, as Wolf has it on his shirt. That'd be the final four.
So you're thinking Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and what was the other one?
LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Now, who do you think out of those four for you is winning that match come Royal Rumble tomorrow night?
Ooh, because we already had a Cody Rhodes win.
Yep.
We already had a Punk win. So why not give it to L.A. Knight? Yeah.
Wow. What
I
makes
got
you
an
think?
interesting.
Go ahead. Give me
I
a second. Let me finish with him, and then I'm gonna go right to you.
L.A. Knight wins the Royal Rumble.
Now, why do you say LA Knight wins the Royal Rumble?
Because he's never won the Royal Rumble. He's come so close. He came close to beating the Tribal Chief, got screwed by the Bloodline, even though
Mm-hmm.
the Bloodline's a Bloodline. I respect the Bloodline. It's Roman. But he has done so much with his career, with Impact and other places he has. He's done stuff. But I think it's time for LA Knight to finally do the loud yeah on the top of the mountain and put his crown on because he's coming for Roman.
I like that. I like that. Leo, you said you had something to say to that, so we'll go ahead. Give me your 4 and do that rebuttal that you have for everybody.
Okay. So I like what he was saying, but I wanted him to. I had an interesting little fact to put in there. Think about what happened with Rock and Stone Cold. When they first won the Rumble the first time, they ended up losing their first WrestleMania title opportunity. Cody falls in that same situation. They went on the second year to win it back to back, and then went on to become champion the next year. So I just wanted to leave that little idea in your head just a little bit. But my final 4, I'm going to say Cody, Punk, Drew, and I say a returning Sami Zayn.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. We haven't seen Sammy in a little bit.
Sammy.
I like that. I like that. Who do you think what do we got as the winner?
I say Punk wins by a limit. Nah, I'm gonna do something different.
Okay.
Could I do a little bit of fancy booking here? Or
Yeah. Go ahead.
What if they pull a situation where we have Royal Rumble winners? Both.
Oh, we're not doing Lex Luger and Ben.
I was about to say that happened in the 90s, bro.
No, we're not doing that.
Okay.
Again.
I'll be realistic. Okay,
sorry,
I'll be
my
realistic.
just came out. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll stick with it. I say CM Punk wins by eliminating Cody last.
Okay. Punk wins by eliminating Cody.
A fair elimination, or is it like he sees something outside the ring, and he turns around for some stupid reason, and then Punk sneaks up like the criminal in every Warner Brothers cartoon, and then throws him out?
So I do want to slightly correct Mr. Panther on something he said. CM Punk has never won the Royal Rumble.
Nope.
He
Money
has
in the
not.
Bank 3
He's
times.
been in the Rumble. He has never won it.
2 times.
So here's the thing. My final 4 is going to be the same as Leo. Cody, Punk, Drew, Sammy. Punk wins by eliminating Drew.
Punk wins by eliminating Drew.
Drew
That's
McIntyre.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
Yeah, and are we talking about debuts or returns?
Yeah. So you have Punk winning by eliminating Drew. So yeah, we'll start with you now. Give me a debut. Give me a return.
Debut. I don't really have debuts.
Nobody? You don't think anybody? I mean, I know
is it like
it was put
debut
down
to
though. Okada.
Debut to.
I mean, Okada.
No, Okada was told it's not happening.
Yeah,
and so was Sasha Banks too.
MJF.
Sorry, Byron. Byron's out. Byron's out. He's done. He's got a wish upon a star in AEW.
Okada can't show up to the Rumble because his contract with New Japan ends on the 31st. So most likely cannot show up in the Royal Rumble.
Russ is saying MJF. I hope not.
To the Rumble specifically, or debuts to WWE?
The Rumble.
Okay. Oh, the Rumble.
Tomorrow's the Rumble. Yeah.
Okay. So it could be WWE stars having their first Rumble. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine. Or just brand new faces to the company.
It's easy for me to say NXT stars, so I will
Yeah,
say.
well, such a mark for them. So
I mean, yeah, I will
Yeah, he
say,
is.
Mr. Carmelo Hayes.
but he works in SmackDown.
Not yet, not yet.
Yes, he
He's showed
does.
up on SmackDown. He's not on SmackDown yet.
He's on the contract.
He's never been in the Rumble. So
Yes, he was.
He
no,
meets his debut in the Rumble.
yeah.
As a SmackDown star.
Well, what I'm saying is it's Carmelo's first Rumble.
Okay.
Ever. Yes.
All right. Return.
Mr. Andrade.
Andrade. Okay. I like that one.
Andrade.
I like that one. Leo, we'll go with you now. Who's your return? Who's your debut?
I'm gonna start with returns. Return. Is it just one return, or it could be multiple?
Yeah, give me one return, one debut. Make it even.
Okay. Debut. I say
This is the hard part.
If we're because I want to say some people, but they're in AEW. Like I would say MJF, but it's not likely. But it's the world of wrestling at the end of the day, so we never know.
I can confirm MJF's not coming tomorrow.
Yeah, I know that. I know for a fact.
As his next door neighbor, I can confirm he ain't coming tomorrow.
I'm gonna do return first. Return.
Okay, that's fine.
I say a returning Matt Cardona comes back to WWE. I mean, his wife is there with Chelsea Green. How cool
not a
would
bad
it
call
feel for Matt Cardona to show up to plant the seeds that he is coming back at some point during the year? Because
The thing is, he doesn't even need to sign right away. He could just show up at the Rumble.
Because look what they're doing with their
a few
NXT
months
talent.
later.
Look what they're doing with their NXT talent. Like they're able to be in New Japan and stuff like that. So it could still work. But debut, I'm gonna just say NXT. I say Ilya Dragunov.
Okay.
Because he's never been on the main roster yet.
I'm shocked Wolf didn't say Ilya Dragunov. I'll be honest with you.
I
know he's been riding Carmelo Hayes for weeks.
The safe pick was Melo. Melo was safer. That's why I picked Melo.
That's fair. Mr. Panther, who do we got returning? Who do we got debuting?
Mine was a goofy one, but I was like, let me not sound like a mark, but I was like, maybe Hogan, but they all the joke.
Listen, Hope's coming back, baby. He's
if
number
Hope,
30.
We're all gonna be like, everybody would be mad. The internet trolls on X Twitter will be like, and we got Grandpa Rumble. Grandpa's in the Rumble. Who didn't lock Grandpa in his room tonight? But I don't want to see him return. They're all saying it's not going to be MJF, but I want to see our everybody's favorite lucha from NXT, the Dragon, make his come in the Rumble. He's already been in the Rumble.
Okay.
No, he's never been in the Rumble.
He's never been in the Rumble.
I like that. I like that.
Rumble counts a Rumble debut.
That's
the return of Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have him take out what's his name. Have him eliminate what's his name?
Santos Escobar.
Yeah,
so
have him eliminate Santos. Yep.
So I did a little fantasy booking idea where Legado del Fantasma, the new Legado, Santos, Angel, Umberto were all in the ring. And earlier they took out Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. So Carlito is in the ring and Rey came back. So Carlito and Rey, but they're still outnumbered. And then at that point, that's when the next entrant comes in, and then we hear El Idolo Andrade comes out.
That would be crazy. Now that's a move.
Maybe a one-time favor to Zelina, and then we can send him to Raw.
That's fun. I don't mind him on SmackDown. I think it'd be interesting to have on SmackDown.
Have him join the
I'd be fine. I don't care where Andrade is. I'm happy Andrade's back.
I would be definitely cool with him on SmackDown. But now we're gonna go back to Joe for this one. He's gonna start off the next topic here. We're gonna go with the United States Championship match. Okay, we're gonna break up all these 4 matches that we have for tomorrow night. United States Championship match, of course, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. Who do you think's going to be coming out on top? Is it Logan? Is it KO? Is it time for the United States Championship to be considered another great staple like it once was?
I really, really want to see Kevin Owens get the dub tomorrow night, but it's horrible to do this. I can't stand Logan Paul, but I respect what he's doing. But I have a weird feeling that he's going to keep it till Mania, and they're going to have him lose it on the big stage. But I really want to see KO get the dubs tomorrow. But
yeah.
Sorry, fans. I think we're going to have to deal with Logan Paul for a little bit longer.
Yeah,
Hey,
KO.
I hear the boos. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. We'll silence those
dance,
boos.
right? I'll dance.
We'll try to get Hulk Hogan out here. We'll silence those boos really quick with some boos for somebody else instead.
Get him a little bit of night meds. Maybe he'll perk up a little more.
There you go. Get him that Perk Angle subscription. You know what I mean? You know. But yeah, Russ from the road. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us. KO is such a great fighting champion. Absolutely cannot agree with you more. Leo, we're going to pass it to you now, buddy. Who do you got in that Kevin Owens, Logan Paul? And of course, I do have to say this. Has everybody seen the recent video that has come out between the two of them at the PC Center? They were having an argument, and none other than Logan Paul decided to take a Prime bottle and throw it at Kevin Owens. And then Kevin went in there to beat the bricks off of Logan Paul.
He tried to beat the piss out of this guy.
Yeah.
Literally.
I feel like it's get on Kevin's bad side.
I do think it's going to be a good match. I want Kevin to win because I feel like it's been a long time since he's had like a singles title around his waist. But I do think, just like Joe Panther said, I do think Logan Paul is going to retain that title, and he's not going to drop it until Mania because I don't see him dropping it until Mania. Maybe to a LA Knight because I feel like that's the match that I think a lot of people are speculating it to happen. So if that's the plan, he's going to hold that title till Mania.
I like that. I like that a lot. Wolf, give it to me. Who do you got?
Everyone knows how great Kevin Owens is, how great like he offers to this company and how much he would make it. He makes things so much better. And the thing is, this match is probably like the low end of the card, and it's still crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because you have the Rumble matches. Of course, that's the most exciting part when it comes to Royal Rumble pay-per-view. You have the world title match involving big names in the company. Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, LA Knight, all for a world title. And the first ever Fatal 4-Way in Roman's title reign. So like what's it called? This United States title match kind of pales in comparison a little bit. And even still, like, they could go 15 minutes for this match and it would still be amazing because that's how good Logan Paul and Kevin Owens are. So yes, I this will legitimize Logan's reign. Kevin Owens is a great opponent for him, so I will say Logan retains. I would love to see Kevin with singles gold again, but I think Logan keeps it also until Mania, and where he'll eventually drop it to LA Knight. You are muted.
You're
Dylan.
muted. You're muted.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Thank you. At least someone's paying attention. I clearly am not. Yeah, I think you hit on a lot of clear points too. Like Kevin Owens is definitely that guy that can elevate the United States Championship back to its home ground of making it as relevant as it is. But of course, business decision aside, that is the real reason why, at least I feel, they gave it to Logan Paul, and, you know, with Logan's fan base and everything, it does bring a new set of eyes, a new generation of eyes onto the WWE as a whole, as a brand and everything. So it's definitely the big reason. But tomorrow is definitely going to be one hell of a show for this one. And yeah, being an undercard, I still think it's going to probably be one of those ones that we definitely got to keep an eye out for, because these two might have an actual feud going into even Elimination Chamber, you know, and I think that is also something that we have in store for us, and I'm very excited to see that. But Wolf, now we will start with you. The women's 30-woman Royal Rumble. Who's your final four? Who is your winner?
My final four is once again involves two people who I believe will be entrants number 1 and 2. For the men, it was Cody and Drew. For the women, I believe Becky and Jade Cargill would be entrants number 1 and 2. They are in my final four. The other two are Liv Morgan and the winner Bailey.
Damn, you got Bailey winning that one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I like that.
I think it's time for Bailey to win.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Leo, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your final four? Who's the winner?
Okay, so mine, where I have winning, I'll give you guys a little bit of explanation on why I feel like it's a possibility.
It's
Wait,
Liv Morgan, because I love Liv Morgan.
Dylan, can we not do that? Can we not do that, please? All right, so my final four, I'm gonna say Bailey, Becky, Liv, and I'll just say Jade Cargill is my final four. And I've been going back and forth with Bailey and Liv. These has been the two that's been going back and forth. And I'm going to just say Liv Morgan wins, and I'll give you guys a reason why. I feel like with Becky and Bailey being the true front runners, it seems like it's almost predictable, like they're almost a lock to win. I mean, maybe I'm the only that feels that way. It feels that way for me. I feel like they could potentially pull a swerve here, do something that a lot of people wouldn't expect. Yes, Liv has always been a contender to win ever since we've had the Women's World. I think probably, I want to say 2019 up. She's always been in that conversation to win, but unfortunately they never pulled the trigger on her to win. And I feel like this could be a situation to Money in the Bank 2022 all over again. Because look at the lineup, and I'm going to say the lineup. We had Becky in there. We had Alexa in there. We had Raquel. We had Asuka. A lot of people would consider those women alone probably above Liv Morgan in the pecking order as far as stars in the company off the bat. And what happened? A lot of people thought Becky and all these other women were going to win, but they pulled a swerve and had Liv win. I feel like you could have her win here as a shock, but yet it makes sense because this week marked 6 months since Liv Morgan was taken out by Rhea Ripley. 6 months later, she comes back and punches her ticket to WrestleMania. Because if we look at the past women winners, from Asuka to Becky to Charlotte to Bianca to Ronda to Rhea, all of them have been booked dominant up until their win and were booked dominant after. So in the sense, we've never seen a true underdog babyface up until this point get the victory. And the past two winners we've had for 2022 and 2023 have both been heels. So it gives me reason to believe it's going to be a face. And I feel like there's still ways you can still get to Bailey and Io. I personally think maybe if it comes down to Becky and like I said, my final four, I think this might happen. What if, because we all think Bailey is going to leave them, right? What if they pull a swerve again and have Damage Control screw her over and cause her to be eliminated from the Rumble?
Damage Control eliminating Bailey.
Because I'm pretty sure you're going to have some of your Damage Control members in the match. And I feel like it might be down to a situation where it's the final five almost. And, one of the members get eliminated, but Bailey does it by accident. But they don't take it too well. And they come back. Similar to what happened with CM Punk. CM Punk was a favorite to win. And what happened? He eliminated somebody else early in the match, which was Kane. He came back in the final 4 and threw Punk out when it was the final 3. So I feel like Liv does have a shot and sneaking around. And I feel like it's her time to really be able to take that next step and elevating herself as being a potential future star in the company. Because her and Rhea do have a story there. And I feel like for me, I know Dylan has his favorites. I know everybody has their favorites, and that's cool. I just feel like for the most part, people are ignoring her story to where it doesn't feel like it has weight to everybody else's, which it does. It comes down to them pulling the trigger. The story is there. It's all they need is the emotional factor. If you can get, because fans love Liv Morgan. She has one of the fastest and most supportive fans in the wrestling community. Let's not get her twisted. Like, she has a big fan base, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them are going to be pulling for her. So I do think it's a time for her to be able to take the next step in her career.
I would say I agree with you. I just think the Rumble, it doesn't need to be that spot for her. I think if anything, it should be Chamber. And if it is Chamber, it's the people that eliminated her or almost got her eliminated, including the one that eliminated her. Especially with Rhea now going to be main eventing and looks like defending her championship in a Chamber match, her against Rhea one more time at Perth and having her lose at Perth in the Chamber, I think means and matters more and would be more exciting to see than her just winning a Royal Rumble and then waiting till WrestleMania. When if you want a nice build, you could have somebody like Rhea, like, any of the other opponents, Zoe Starks, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, even Becky, Bayley, anyone from Damage Control, eliminate her to set up mini matches leading to Chamber for that number 1 contender spot at Chamber. Then when she's at Chamber itself, wins and beats none other than Rhea Ripley for the title. I think that.
So you think she wins?
I think she should lose at Rumble and do her big win at Chamber and have her mini build to Chamber. Because Chamber really is 5 weeks away, roughly? 4?
I mean,
at
it's just
most?
really. I like the idea. It just, I feel like, I don't know if she's defending the title in the Chamber or not. I would like personally to see them do a number 1 contenders match at Chamber to, like you said, maybe Becky's in there, maybe
it
Alexa's
looks like
in there.
Rhea's defending her title at Chamber in a Chambers match.
So
From
you
what-
have Liv being the
They-
final.
I have
on the
Liv winning.
poster Rhea like behind the Chamber thing, but they kind of
Yeah.
did that last year with Roman and Sammy, so and stuff. So like I don't know.
There's
Could be
anything's
deceiving us,
possible.
but
I
If
just feel
let's
like-
hypothetically speaking, if Rhea is in a Chambers match for her title in her home country and they need 4 pods full, one of them should be Liv.
Yeah,
The other
Agreed.
3 should be people that she has beaten. Zoe, Shayna, and one other. And then have
'Cause
the
I
one
see-
person that starts
I
it
would,
is her first
'Cause
loss, her first win.
The way I think they're setting it up is
the
possibly
first one was Selena.
because I feel like Liv
That's fine.
deserves. If here's the thing, and I watched the video and they gave me some clarity. They Liv and Rhea do have their history, like I said earlier, especially with WrestleMania. So when Rhea was NXT Women's Champion, she lost that night. She lost to Charlotte, which was very
Right.
stupid, but it happened. Liv won that night in her only singles WrestleMania match.
Right.
WrestleMania 37, the roles were switched. Rhea
Yeah.
won, Liv lost. WrestleMania 38, they were tag team. 39, and it seems like that's a constant thing. Liv is always in a tag team. I think this is a time to really get out of that shadow and really let her be on her own, because I do think she has the potential to be a single star. I really
I think she's
it's
already
just the
proven
story.
that though.
Yeah,
I don't
She
think
has.
I don't think
to have gotten a pin on Ronda Rousey 3 times.
And
No
she's
matter
the
what
last one to beat Rhea. She is the last one to beat Rhea. Let's not get that twisted.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you want to crown her, I think the best time to do it is at WrestleMania itself. Because here's the thing, Dylan, Rhea and Liv, like I said, they go way back. If you want this to be aggressive, like a David versus Goliath storyline, you know what you could do? Do something that this feud could actually use. When a lot of these feuds happen, what happens? They end up having a stipulation. I think this feud could, if done correctly, could lead to both of them at WrestleMania for the title inside Hell in a Cell. Why? The feud goes all the way back. Liv wants revenge. Rhea can keep looking strong even in defeat because Liv uses weapons to her disposal. That is a way to protect Rhea, but give ultimately Liv the victory.
And like, even if you don't want them like in a cage, you could just make it no holds barred. The thing is, the way I see it, WrestleMania is like a place where it's like you can get away with making Rhea versus Liv for the title a normal match. Outside of WrestleMania, it cannot be a normal match. It has to be a Hell in a Cell or no holds barred. If otherwise, it's not as big as it doesn't help.
Right. No, I could also agree to that as well. I can agree to that as well. I don't know. I just feel like the win at Rumble might not be. It might the story build from Rumble to Mania won't do it justice like everyone's thinking it will. I'd rather it be done from Rumble to Elimination Chamber, where Elimination Chamber she's champion, and then she could have a WrestleMania moment by retaining it against Rhea in a Hell in a Cell still.
I mean,
like, it doesn't need to wait February, March.
The reason I don't see it is because of the fact that Elimination Chamber is in Australia, and I feel like the fact that you have Rhea headlining it, very unlikely you're gonna have her lose in front of like her own crowd.
Exactly.
That'd be
embarrassing. Man, they did Chad Gable dirty, and they made his children cry, and we caught that angle. So
they made him
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's possible.
They made him look like he was about to win it. And then Gunther was just Gunther. The way I see it, I think what should happen regarding Chamber, if Rhea,
wait, hey, Dylan, you might be excited.
Oh.
They brought something back that you like, Dylan, in WWE.
Yeah, Buried Alive match.
No, they brought back the wheel with the balls in it.
The wheel with the balls?
You know, like the wheel, like the spin.
Determine the number.
Hey, what?
W. I love it. All right.
Okay. That's
Charity cool. Mind inserted here.
Yeah, it's all right. There's a lot of stuff.
What are we talking about?
Determine
and here's another thing, though, Dylan. You're gonna get a pop regardless.
Hold on. Everyone's talking way too much.
Sorry.
All right, we'll finish the statement, and then I'll give it to you.
If I would determine who's inside the chamber, like hypothetically, if Rhea defends her title inside the chamber, I would put Rhea, Becky, Nia, Liv, Shayna, and because of home Indy Hartwell, just because fresh face, hometown girl gives her.
Wait, who? Because you kind of skidded out.
Indy Hartwell.
Indy.
Yeah. It gives her a place on the card, gets more people eyes on her. It would be good for her career. Like, she'll obviously lose, but being on Elimination Chamber would be good for her.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is, I also I did think about it. If we get Rhea versus Becky, I won't care for the match, but I'll live with it. It'll be obvious that Rhea retains, and then they push Rhea Liv to SummerSlam. I'm fine with that. But like I said, it cannot be a normal match outside of
Right.
Mania. It does not work if it's not Hell in a Cell or No Holds Barred.
All right, let Leo
Okay.
finish his thought, and then we'll go to Joe for
I-
his final four.
I I just feel like we were saying earlier. I think when you make a star, you want to get the biggest crowd possible. Liv
Right.
is going to have a big pop because people have not seen her in over 6 months. Let's be honest. 6 months ago, she was taken out in July. 6 months later, she comes back. She's gonna get a big pop. People are glad to see her. She's gonna get a good showing, like we all know she is going to. And think about like what's going on in the back of her head. Like she made it to the final two. Like people forget the situation. If Asuka didn't miss her last year, what would the situation have been like for Liv if she was at full strength and could actually see? Would the situation be any different? Would she have been able to go out and win the match? Because that kind of protected Liv, because they've been building up the story for like last year, even though she did get taken out. I know, Dylan, she's injury prone. I get it. I know you like to say that stuff, but hey, I already know that's what you're
I
thinking.
stay facts.
But think about what happened last year. She was protected in a lot of the matches she was in last year. She was protected in Rumble because she couldn't see, but she was eliminated. She was protected in Chamber because two women both had to double team her and put her in a submission to where she didn't tap out. She passed out. So that protected her. Then when she was in a tag team, she was the main one getting the pins. And if the team lost, she wasn't taking the pin. It was anybody else. So I feel like this whole story is pretty much leading to something. And if they're really going full on and talking about, they have big plans for her upon her return and a big marquee match, I don't think it's anything else outside of a potential match with Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. If there's any other match I can possibly see her doing, is maybe a celebrity match if they decide to try to get AJ Lee to sign on if she wants to do it till WrestleMania. That's the only other thing I could see them doing. Outside of that, it can't be anything else but the Women's Championship. I feel like if you want to implement, Becky, there's ways to do that. You could have a situation where WrestleMania 30 takes place all over again.
40.
Yeah, because look what happened. WrestleMania 30. Look what happened. Daniel Bryan was a face. He wasn't supposed to be in that match, but because of the fan support, he was added into that match. So I do think Liv could be in that situation again. She could be that Daniel Bryan of the women's division and is a part of, and they end up making it a triple threat at WrestleMania.
Right. Okay. I like it. Hold on. Let's get to Joe's thing. Let's get to Joe's four, please, before the show comes to theories and conclusions
of the garbage dumpster fire.
Yeah, before we get to the hypotheticals of Elimination Chamber 2025.
Yeah.
Here. All right, Joey.
I think
final four and your winner.
I think we are gonna see a returning Naomi.
Okay.
To the two W's in that one E. That's kind of scary these days. I'm in the chat. Rest of the road. I agree with you. I really hope that AJ Lee makes a return. Yes, girl, AJ Lee. I can see it, but I also what you said about Bailey, Leo. I could see something weird happening that she backs up both her could be future tag team champions are doing something by the rope, and she backs up and accidentally knocks them both out of the ring at the same time because they're doing something, and they knock each other out of the ring, both of each other out of the ring, or they're all three of them doing something by the rope, and they're all fighting because people are fighting them, and she backs up like trying to get away from people and dumps them all out of the ring accidentally. The whole other half of the team, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry!" And then that's when they all like, "We'll get you on Raw." You know what I mean? But they don't
get you on
tell
SmackDown.
it. Okay,
SmackDown, yeah.
But
if Bailey won, maybe when she makes her choice, that's when they bring on her.
My last people in the Rumble, Bailey, Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
And what's her name? Oh my gosh.
Aussie.
Everybody's
Naomi,
favorite Scottish wrestler, you know, Becky Lynch.
Yep.
She's
And
Irish.
I was gonna say Charlotte Flair, but she's out with her the knee injury, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, she's out till after
possibly
Mania.
Survivor
Ooh.
I
Series.
mean,
I
she's
could see
been
number
like doing
4,
crazy for the ring.
a really big twist. Tiffany Stratton. No, almost it's Tiffany Scranton. Tiffany Stratton be the
From
4th
NXT.
person left.
Wolf's disgruntled about that.
No.
No, not
That's
Final
Like
Four.
she can show not Final
That's
Four.
my
She can show up in the Rumble.
that's my undercover girlfriend, Tiffany. Sorry, I'd be the one holding her purse. I don't care. I'm like, I'll hold your purse and your dog. I'll be like, yes. I'm with Tiffany.
The thing is, here's the problem I have. I'm okay with
You have a lot of
Tiffany.
problems, Wolf, with a lot of people's choices.
Yes.
I tell you that right off the bat.
Your dog, Tiffany. With Tiffany Stratton, I will hold the purse. I will hold the dog, like in White
Joe,
Girls. Oh, what
do
is
you have?
what is
Who do you have as the winner, though?
the winner of this
Yeah.
year's Royal Rumble? Ooh, Becky Lynch.
Becky.
Becky going for number 2.
All right.
Yes, Becky. No, she won. She had 2 belts.
Now she's going for 2 Rumbles.
So,
all right, let Wolf go after his essay real quick.
Here's the problem I have.
Falls over his chair.
Panther, I'm going to rain on your parade right now.
Yeah, shit in your Cheerios, as I call it.
I'm gonna have to go after.
I am perfectly fine with Tiffany in the Rumble. It makes sense. As an NXT appearance, it makes sense. She's popular. She's talented. She has raw talent. She could show up. Yeah. The problem I have from the IWC mostly is people saying she should be called up to the main roster through the Rumble. Hell no. She is not ready. She will be eaten alive. She would not be looking. She would basically be a jobber if she goes now. I would say keep her in NXT for like a year more. Maybe half a year if she does really well, but a year at least. Like she is absolutely not ready. It was honestly in my eyes a miracle she even won the NXT Women's Championship in the first place. She has the raw talent, but she needs work still. Because I see her as a high mid-carder in NXT right now, which is jobber and main roster. So yeah, honestly, I'm fine with her being in the Rumble, but I don't see her in Final Four. She'll probably be like early appearance, like
Also want to add
10,
something to what
11
Joe
or
said.
something.
Don't worry, you will. Don't worry. Everyone, we got to turn this shit on Joseph's fucking Cheerios.
I
don't want to.
Thankfully, they
say that.
also
It's
confirmed
funny.
on SmackDown today because the SmackDown is on right now. That
Yes,
NXT,
that's another reason why we're doing
all
this.
3 brands will have representation in both Rumbles, which means there will be NXT appearances in both men and women. Thank God, because last year men did not have any NXT appearances. I was like, what? There's also major news involving our later topics that
Yeah, don't talk about them now.
Okay.
Leo, we're gonna get to you.
Okay.
And then
Now,
we're gonna get to the final match.
There. I'm not trying to rain on your parade, but where it says I have to. My thing with Becky is I feel like for her, she's already a star. She's already a made star. She's had all these different accomplishments, right? I feel like the whole concept of the Rumble should be making new stars. Like I said, Becky's already won it before. If she wants to, she's already pretty much at the top of the card. If she wanted to, I wouldn't be surprised if she just went to, Adam Pearce or whoever she needs to talk to and gets a match at Mania or gets a match for the title. She's that type of talent. This should be about making a new star, and what better star to be made than someone like a Liv Morgan. Bailey, she maybe is an exception because she's never won it before. Bailey's an exception. I will say that because she's never won it. I think it makes a little sense because you could do that Batista Evolution storyline that they did years and years ago. I could see her being in that situation like that, but I do think Becky. I just don't know. She's not really hitting the same like she did for me a couple years ago. Maybe it's something that's not clicking there for me right now as a main event talent. I feel like there's other ways you can have her be used at Mania, but not really be in the title picture. Like she could be going up against like a Jay Cargill if you wanted her to. She can go up against maybe an AJ Lee because I think that is a huge story. Think about it. Punk and Rollins at Mania, and then their wives are taking a spot at Mania and facing each other, and maybe build off of that and maybe do a mixed tag at Backlash. Maybe you could do a mixed tag at Backlash with Punk and AJ versus Rollins and Becky. I think that's the feud that they realistically should be going with.
Joe, do you have anything to add to that?
I just think everything they're saying is good, but man, was that milk? Was that oat milk? The milk tasted funny in my cereal, man.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
Wolf and Leo are the tag team champions of shitting on your pride parade. I tell you that.
In that fridge because the milk tasted a little lumpy.
Yeah, no, definitely was some sour milk in there. But Joe, we're gonna go to you to end, of course, the matches for tomorrow night's Royal Rumble, and of course the big one besides the men and of course the United States and women's is the Fatal 4-Way match between none other than LA Knight, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Roman Reigns for Roman's McDonald's Big W belt that is on the line for tomorrow night. So, of course, who do you think is picking up that victory there? Will it be the tribal chief himself, or could it be LA Knight's time to shine?
I love LA Knight. He is the man. He's awesome. I'd hang out with him. I'd definitely do yeah all night long with him, be chilling and yelling in the microphone. But I'm going to turn to Paul Heyman. I am Joe Panther the third. I am going to pick what, Roman? Yes, I'm going to pick my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. I'm cool with a lot of the Oos brothers, the family members I just interviewed. One of their trainees, so I have to pick them because she'll be really mad at me if I don't pick. And Alpha will be really upset. Alpha Junior will be really upset. So I have to pick my tribal chief, bloodline leader, winning this match. But it won't be an easy thing. He will have a little help from his teammates. That's all I'm gonna say. And Spear, 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns retains the title. All of us are just like, well, there we go again.
I feel you on that one. I feel like it's going to be the same. Leo, who do you got winning this Fatal 4-Way?
I mean, I think this is a good Fatal 4-Way. I think they're all going to bring it in this match. I think each one of them are going up against Roman have a claim to want to take that title from Roman. Randy missed over a year of action because of Roman and the Bloodline. You got LA Knight who was screwed over, and you got AJ who was also put on the shelf for about a month and a half or something like that because of Roman and the Bloodline. So each one of them do have a case to want to win that title. I'm always want to see something different, and I'm always one of these type of guys when I go into these pay-per-views. I want to see something big. I want to see something that we would not predict. I want to see them do something out of the ordinary. If that was to be the case, I wouldn't be upset if Randy Orton walked out the title. But unfortunately, I do think Roman is going to find out some way, somehow, the snake that he is in the grass is going to one up another snake in the grass and walk out with the title.
Interesting.
I like that. Wolf.
Yeah, oh man, this Fatal 4-Way is gonna be awesome. I love it, but I know the result. Um, Roman Reigns will retain his title. If I had my way, The Rock would come out and take him away from the match, and Randy Orton hits an RKO and wins the title, and then we get Randy versus Cody at Mania. But
I would love that. I would love that.
I know it's not happening, and therefore, most likely, Roman Reigns. I can be confident that Randy Orton will not take the pin though, because that is the reason we are having this Fatal 4-Way. I don't know why some people in IWC are starting to think Randy's gonna get pinned. Like, no, that is why we are having this Fatal 4-Way in the first place. It's because people don't want people in WWE do not want Randy to get pinned.
No.
It'd be crazy to see Hulk Hogan and Randy get pinned.
Oh,
It would be really crazy.
So I also wanted to share something insane, crazy.
About
Jinder
Vince
Mahal has new merch that says "Don't hinder Jinder."
oh God.
We're getting the
somebody
shirts.
asked-
We're
somebody
writing it off
told
as a
me-
tax. We're writing it off as a workman's comp thing. We're gonna
Somebody
comp
told
it,
me I
and
should
we're
buy
gonna
that shirt.
we're
I
gonna
said,
get
I'm not wearing
everybody's
that.
shirts.
I am not
I'm
wearing
not.
that shirt. I told him straight up, no, I'm not wearing that shirt.
I'm wearing the shirt. Don't hinder Jinder on AEW nights. Absolutely, absolutely. Get Tony Khan all worked up. But that is going to do it for the predictions part of the show. Now, like we said, this show is going to have a little bit of a viewer discretion advised. But with that being said, there is breaking news that did just come out of the WWE. None other than Vincent Kennedy McMahon has officially stepped down from his role as executive chairman from TKO. He is out, completely out of the company, completely out of TKO,
Yeah,
Good.
completely
Resign from
out
all roles, all
everything.
roles.
He has no at all
No more
interactions with the
power.
company and nothing to do with WWE or
And
TKO
Nick
going
Khan
forward.
sent an email to all employees, all WWE employees.
Yep.
He's gone.
Yep,
And
he is
most
gone.
likely he will not be coming back for real
No.
this time, because he doesn't
Yeah.
have the voting power. He doesn't have he's gone for good. He's gone.
Ding
The
dong.
evil
Vincent gone.
man has been eliminated from
Good.
WWE.
He also,
but
I think, said like, "Oh, I'm gonna still continue to like defend myself." I'm like, okay, but like this isn't
Yeah,
the
good luck
first
with that, buddy.
time.
we're going to though talk about
This isn't
we are going to talk about now some of the things that did come out as of yesterday. The reason why we said at the beginning of the show, and now viewer discretion is advised, because of the fact of all of the absolutely horrific and disgusting documents and photo evidence and text messages that have come out about Vincent Kennedy McMahon and his sex trafficking. We'll be very specific here, as well as his sexual assault on a specific person. That name I am forgetting, but I'd rather not reveal her name anymore, more than it's already been revealed throughout the thing. Just keep that closed right there, buddy. We have something else to talk about that's more important. What?
New tag team champions.
Yeah, are you shocked?
Kind of.
No, I'm not. It's WWE. So, like I said, we're going to talk about some of the things that unfortunately happened to set person that has come to light as of yesterday. Vincent Kennedy McMahon was accused, and documents as well as text messages and photographs have been circulating the internet, all over the internet, about his alleged sex trafficking and sexual assaults on set person that was a person that worked, quote unquote, at the WWE's legal administrative office. But as you read further into those reportings, you will know that there was no legitimate job for set person at WWE for that set job description, because throughout that job description, she was unfortunately tainted. I will use that word instead, by none other than Vincent Kennedy McMahon, as well as numerous WWE employees and staff, especially in the tech department, as stated in set documents that have been going around on the internet, with all of the sexual assault allegations as well as sex trafficking. And another person, two other people, I should say, that have been also targeted from this allegation was none other than John Laurinaitis, as well as ex-UFC fighter, United Undisputed Champion Brock Lesnar. Now, in said conversations, Brock Lesnar was gifted a video from Vincent Kennedy McMahon from set person of a urinating video, where he replied back that he enjoyed that and wanted to see more. And because of that, he being Vincent McMahon, decided to set up a one-on-one setting, not group setting, but solo setting between him and set person, where they can do what they do. And because of that, it never actually happened due to weather conditions. So luckily, she escaped at least one horrific time out of multiple since 2019. She was there's a lot to uncover here, so I'm trying to figure out how to package it all. Since 2019, she has been under the wing of Vincent Kennedy McMahon as a person that worked for him, and then was unfortunately sexually assaulted by him and multiple co-workers, like I stated previously. And with everything that is being said and being reported and shown documents and text message of all of that, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, is now officially stepped down from TKO and WWE, which begs the question, and already a lot of the sponsorships like Slim Jim is leaving WWE's partner group. I want to hear from everybody here. How do we feel from set thing? We're going to go one at a time. We are not going to talk over one another because this is a very serious topic to talk about. I want everyone to share their feelings on this one specifically. And, we'll take turns and go through the room. But we'll start with you, Joe. When hearing, unfortunately, the horrific news about Vince McMahon and set person, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
I am a twin of a female, and I'm friends. I do 3 other podcasts with women, and hearing all this stuff that Vince has done to this woman, it's disgusting and disturbing. And I interview female wrestlers and people, and if you're not appalled by the stuff that Vince McMahon has done to this woman, you're not human. That's disgusting and disturbing. And if you stick up to what Vince has done, shame. I'm a WWE fan. I've been a fan since I was a little boy. But all this stuff, that's why I stick to the independent wrestling scene. It's a little clean. It's maybe a little rusty. A little back room's kind of bad. But it's better what's going on in the WWE right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'll actually, this question too, before we pass it over to Leo, now hearing that Vincent is gone, he is now officially departed his way with TKO and WWE, and there is no way or no chance in hell that he will be coming back at all in the slightest, due to all of the text messages and documents and everything circulating around on the internet. What is your feel now as a fan of course, this product that we all have grown up on and have become content creators for, and with the Royal Rumble, of course, being tomorrow, how do you feel about everything that's going on now?
I am so after everything I've heard, I'm like, oh my God, I'm glad I'm not in Tampa. I'm like, is there any way I can fly home now? No, I have to wait till the next day. Crap. So I think personally, if you're a real fan, you'll sit back and maybe watch the highlights afterwards and not really watch. Or take a few days off and think about, do I really want to stay in here and say I'm a WWE fan and get criticized by everybody and all the females you're friends with? Take that thought, male fans. Don't don't jump at me and throw rocks at me. I'm intelligent. These glasses are very expensive, though. Worth billions. Worth more than minutes. But yeah, just think about things before you do things and just try to be smart. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Leo?
Man, when I heard the news, I was disgusted, very flabbergasted at what I was hearing. And going through the text, I literally was I just got off work. I took a nap and everything like that, and just hearing all this stuff just happening. And I'm just like, okay, this is just crazy. I've been a wrestling fan for 20 years. I've been watching WWE for 20 years. And I've seen so many crazy things happen in WWE, from people being involved in some crazy stuff. Like, Vince McMahon has done some crazy things, but this is literally on another level. We've seen Velveteen Dream get into some stuff like this. We've seen Lars Sullivan get into some crazy stuff. But Vince McMahon, the owner of a billion-dollar globally traded company, doing things like this is just beyond me. First of all, I'm not gonna say. I'm just saying the R word. You R-word a woman for what, my guy? You're throwing your weight around. You are literally abusing this woman physically and mentally. This woman is going to be traumatized. I'm like, if she's going to be traumatized, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Because everything she's went through, she's going to be traumatized. She is going to probably need to get some type of help to help cope with everything that she's had to deal with on many levels. Because we were talking about this before we went on stream. I didn't know that she had dealt with the tragic loss of her parents. That just makes it even worse, because you pretty much preyed on her weakness. You preyed on her emotional distress, because she was going through it. And what did you do? You made it worse and threw your weight around and decided to have sex with this woman. For what? I don't understand. And what makes me even more upset right now is the people that are continuing to support this type of behavior. You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Because you're supporting things like this, but you get mad at people like Dylan, Joe Panther, Wolf, Willie, the Flex Zone, myself. Hear these thoughts, you get mad at us just for supporting a wrestler who in your eyes just sucks. But I'd rather be a wrestler that sucks than be a wrestler that getting involved in this type of drama. And for someone like Brock Lesnar to get himself involved in this when you have a wife at home is disgusting. It's disgusting. You have a wife at home. You have kids. Your kids supposed to look up to you. You're supposed to be an example for your kids and for your fans. And this is what you're putting out. This is what you're showing them. And for the people who are little, they're going to grow up one day and they probably might take after you. And they're going to do the same things you've done. And they're going to think it's okay in their minds because they've seen what you've done. And they're seeing that you probably may or may not get away with it. Vince McMahon, you dodged the bullet because you definitely needed to have retired a decade ago. Because you're washed up, you're lazy, your booking is horrible. And you just only got through because of your money. John Laurinaitis, I never liked him. And this just gives you another reason not to like him. I knew something was not right about him, but now I know why. And what's crazy and baffling to me is you have the audacity to do this during work hours. You have the audacity to do the stuff that you did. It's disgusting. You took a dump on this woman's head. What kind of stuff goes through your head to make you want to do some type of behavior and take part in this type of behavior? You and a bunch of your coworkers took turns running a train on her? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And it makes me upset that I'm an actual WWE fan because it makes me feel dirty and disgusting for being a fan of people who are doing this type of behavior. Like, I know we give Tony Khan his grief all the time with his booking sometimes and, how he can't take charge of his own roster. But he's in a bigger limelight right at this point because he's not getting this type of stuff. All he did was just get in an altercation with Jinder over social media. I'd rather get into any type of altercation with Jinder Mahal before I get myself in this type of down bad activity. It's just wild. It's disgusting. It's flabbergasting, and it's really just mind-blowing that a guy at this age is still doing stuff like this. And somebody even spoke about this. A lot of the billionaires that we know of nowadays are getting themselves into some crazy, wild things. I know we're not talking about politics, but Donald Trump has done some crazy things back in the 90s. And Vince McMahon just took the cake and ran with it. Imagine you're crossing a line. He didn't just cross the line. He jumped over the line with no care. None. No accountability. And I never been a person to be violent or wish bad on people, but I really hope this guy does some serious jail time because this has gone on too far. He's done some crazy things over the years, and time again, what happens? He gets bailed out. He gets bailed out time and time again. The lawyers, the money, bails him out. Top of the lawyers, bail him out. But this time, he's gone too far, and I think he needs to take accountability for his actions. Him stepping away, okay, cool. But that's not enough. He needs to do some serious jail time because this is sick. You throw your weight around, and there was a reason why Triple H, Nick Khan, and Stephanie did not want you back. It's because you do some sick stuff. And the question for me is, do they know? Because that's going to be a bad look on the kids for his family. Because now they're going to get backlash because of him. They're going to get backlash because they're going to think that they were involved with this. And now they're going to be in a situation where they have to clear their name. And Brock Lesnar, he is just, and I think, Wolf, you said something about it. He's a redneck. This is redneck behavior. Like, you have a beautiful wife at home and a family. You have this woman, I think you said it earlier, Dylan. Vince sent a video of her urinating.
Yeah,
or something like that.
he sent team forced Miss Grant to urinate in a video, and then sent that urinating video to Brock Lesnar directly to see if he was interested, and then Brock replied back that he was, and then they tried to have Miss Grant and Brock meet one-on-one, but due to weather conditions, because of snow or whatnot, it was never able to come to fruition. And defecating, and I just want to point out something that you said quickly, and I'll let you finish, but I mean, you're hitting it right on the head for sure. And same with you, Joe. You guys have truly knocked this one out of the park with exactly how you guys feel. I don't think anybody would say differently that has their brain screwed incorrectly. The defecating thing is, that's just, I'll say my piece when it's my turn, but yeah, go right ahead, buddy.
It's just so crazy what the wrestling world is coming to. Like, think of this week alone. They were talking about, partner with Netflix, that all these sponsors, they were talking about the Rumble and all the different things that's be happening. And none of that feels like it matters at this point because it's been overridden by this buffoonery, by this 70 plus year old man who's almost 80. You're pushing 80 and you're still trying to act like you're 30. The mustache, and a lot of people might not know who this is, but if a lot of people who grew up watching, your Nick Juniors and Nickelodeon, if you guys remember Lazy Town, I don't know if you guys remember this cartoon. This guy is the modern day Robbie Rotten, with the black hair, the black mustache. What happened? Robbie Rotten was always getting himself into trouble in that show. He was always robbing people. He was always trying to steal people's stuff. And now we get him again. We get Vince McMahon live and live in color, in the flesh, dirty as can be. Looks like he needs to take a shower. I really hope he gets some serious jail time. And my best luck to you, sir. You best not drop the soap because you will be depending on hope. You're going to be somebody's cellmate. Just know that. And I really hope you really be aware of your P's and Q's because they're not going to be so caring that you're a billionaire. I really don't think you're going to do some serious jail time, and you're going to be putting in a little bit of overtime when lights is out. I just hope you know that.
Wolf, what do you got to say to this whole thing?
I see. This is I'm not the best at addressing these topics. I try to not be all doom and gloom all the time. Yeah, and the thing is, regarding this subject, I have seen it come up, like, just in general, not to Vince, but this topic has always come up, and like, this is definitely a topic that I don't usually jump the gun on, because like, I don't like, because usually there's not as really concrete like stuff given with it. And of course, with this country, it's innocent until proven guilty. Here's the problem. This is not the first time regarding Vince McMahon. This is well documented for Vinnie Mac. That this garbage, this filth, it's not new. It's not new. So, like, given how much we've heard of how horrible Vince McMahon is and how much of a real life supervillain he is, he's guilty. He's guilty, like, before. He's guilty until proven innocent. Like, solely for him, because he's continued to have these stuff come up. And regarding Brock Lesnar, I did not need to know that Brock Lesnar has a piss kink in 2024, but God, what the hell? But yeah, like, I don't know what to think about Brock Lesnar. I mean, I had a feeling there was something wrong with Brock Lesnar because he's kind of a stereotypical hillbilly redneck hog, and I'm sorry if that offends you, but like, usually those kind of people are there's something wrong with them. There's something they have. My only concern is that, like, is also regarding, like, his wife and stuff. Part of me is concerned that, like, his wife doesn't care. I don't know Sable enough to, like, know how she's like. But I don't know. I mean, we'll probably find out in the coming days. I mean, this whole scandal is on NBC News. Got on NBC News. Literally got on NBC News. This made national TV. So yeah, this is. I don't know. Maybe if we find out that Sable like divorces Brock Lesnar, takes the kids and whatnot, then we'll know more about it. But like also, cause like I don't think we've really heard that much like about this kind of behavior from Brock Lesnar before. So like this is kind of a new experience for me to get through. So like I don't know, maybe he'll go through the courts as well and whatnot, but well, I don't. I'm just gonna like be like, okay, fuck him. Regarding Brock Lesnar, regarding Vince, a certain controversial person that came back last month was absolutely right 10 years ago. The WWE will be better off once Vince McMahon is dead. And this is coming from me. I usually do not wish death upon people, because it's kind of like not a good thing. It's like it's not appropriate usually for me to do so, but given what we know about Vince McMahon, he's scum of the earth. To hell with him. The thing is, like Leo said, Triple H, Stephanie, Nick Khan, they all voted to keep Vince McMahon out of WWE, out of the company. And Stephanie left as soon as Vince McMahon came back. Triple H, I don't know if he was involved. Like, if he knew, I don't think he was involved. I think maybe he didn't know the full extent. He knew something was wrong, and that's why he voted to keep out Vince, or there was something that caused problems, but he didn't know like the specifics. Maybe I don't think he would know. Maybe that wasn't like part of his like I don't know. Like he wouldn't get that kind of information. I'm guessing Stephanie knew, and that's probably why she left. I wouldn't be surprised if I mean, of course, we don't know because people don't usually advertise this kind of thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if Stephanie would not want her kids, her and Hunter's kids, around Vince. And I wouldn't blame her. And I would suggest she does not bring her kids anywhere close to her father because he's crazy. He is crazy. He's a lunatic. He's delusional idiot, like stupid old man that doesn't understand anything. Like, yeah, if I was like the main thing I would say to Stephanie and to Triple H, do not bring your kids anywhere near Vince. Like, do not bring Vince to family dinners. Do not disown him. Disown him completely. Stephanie, legally change your name to Levesque. I don't care. Like, just get rid of the name McMahon because he's a disgrace. I hope yeah. Honestly, he should absolutely get locked up. He should be dead because the world's gonna be a better place once he is. And as well as anyone who's involved needs to be held accountable. Laurinaitis, no one's liked Laurinaitis since like day one. Laurinaitis is well known to be a douchebag. Just yeah, screw them. Fuck Vince McMahon.
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys have all said exactly how I've been feeling with finding out about this horrific news that now has made national TV, which has now graced millions and millions of people across the globe, and clearly has struck in a nerve with promotions like Slim Jim, and with them pulling their partnership away from the WWE due to these allegations with Vince McMahon. um, I'll say this. I'll keep it short and sweet, somewhat, because you guys have pretty much said everything I would have been saying anyway. This man needs to be locked up immediately. If not in a cell underneath the jail, would be preferable. There is no way in hell this man should ever come back into a wrestling ring, building, vicinity, employee, associate, a wrestler, an indie scene, anything to do with the pro wrestling sport in its entirety ever again, due to everything that has been documented and that has been discovered to the public eye. The poor victim of this needs to be given every bit of as much help and way to get through this horrific situation as she damn near pleases. And whatever is owed to her, give her exactly that and some. I hope to God Triple H has nothing to do with any of this, and or Nick Khan or anyone else besides the already acclaimed accuser, applicants of these charges. Because if Triple H is a part of this in some way, shape, or form, whether he knew the knowledge, he knew what was going on, this, that, or the third, he too needs to be held accountable, as well as taken away from his position as WWE head of creative and out of TKO as well. Same goes for, whatever is to come with Netflix and other partnerships and sponsorships. May God be with them. But I'll say that, and I will say that I hope this sheds light on a very dark, dark cellar that Mr. McMahon has been hiding more than enough secrets to fill 2 safes, if not 2 bankfuls full of dark secrets that have been kept for so long. And with Brock, yeah, disgusting. Disgusting. All this is disgusting. All this is filthy. All this is nasty. They all belong in jail. They all belong to be held accountable. Like Wolf said, I hope that Stable, if found that these allegations towards Brock are as indeed true as it is documented, she takes her children as far away from Brock as possible and gets out of that state that they all live in, and never lets him see his children again. Same with Stephanie and the grandkids, and Shane with his kids as well. Never let them see Mr. McMahon ever again. Change the name, change everything, because it is time to start fresh. And yeah, it's just disgusting. Everybody needs to be held accountable. Everybody, including John Laurinaitis as well. All of them should be locked up, including all the WWE techs and everybody that was a part of the sexual assaults, a part of the viewing of the videos and transferring of the person itself to city, and everything in between. So yeah, and God may have mercy on that poor girl's soul, for all the horrific trauma that she has undergone since 2019. And hopefully with some counseling and new change of scenery, and some good therapy, maybe, just maybe, there could be some great hope and prosperity for her in the near future. And she doesn't have to relive this horrific day ever again. But I feel like that should be it. That should end the show for tonight. We did talk about the Rumble. I know that wasn't just the only thing we were going to talk about because of everything that has been talked about already. So yes, we did the Rumble predictions, and yes, the big topic of it all being Vince McMahon, unfortunately. Like I said, viewer discretion is advised. I've said that numerous times prior to talking about this, during talking about this, and after.
And the thing is, I would also like to add regarding Brock Lesnar. They
Yeah.
did that WWE did stop. Like
Yeah, the WrestleMania plans.
they were planning on bringing him back at tomorrow, basically. I don't know about Mania yet. I don't think we know about Mania yet.
Get him the fuck out of
Probably
here.
not. He probably won't show up. He's definitely not showing up tomorrow. The way I see it, that they do have alternatives to bring to replace Lesnar, like the plans they had for Lesnar. They could give it to Bobby. They could give it to
Yeah.
Chad.
yeah. They could give it to Chad. They could give it to Andrade if he comes back tomorrow. Like they could have Andrade face Gunther.
They
Um,
realistically could. They realistically could. If it were-
the thing is another like problem that comes up is like it definitely like hurts people's trust.
Immensely.
But yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
Brock probably
Mind you,
won't come up.
children
I mean,
watch are in that stands more now in WWE than it was during the time that I was watching the show,
mhm.
during the time that Joe was watching the show, during the time that you two started watching the show. So the fact of the matter that they have banked on the children as now the eyes of that new generation, and then these are the things that are coming out of this generation is absolutely appalling.
Yeah.
Appalling.
Again, we'll have to find out what comes of this in the less public eye, in the legal matters and everything, especially regarding Brock. We'll find out. It is a different experience, but yeah. On a lighter note, I will now announce 2 new entrants to the Royal Rumble that have been confirmed tonight.
Awesome.
Our national treasure, our truth, is in the Royal Rumble. I think the internet is saying he's coming in at number 19, but I don't know. And also, Jimmy Uso is confirmed for the Royal Rumble.
Nice. That's a good way to end the show on a positive
Another
note.
thing you
I'm happy
said,
with that.
I like what you said, Wolf, earlier when we were talking about the whole situation. I think they should get their name changed. And another thing is, like, he's no longer allowed to be around them in any sort of capacity. When they have the family cookouts, the family dinners, he's not a part of it. He cannot come. He cannot attend. Stay away. Don't come back. You're not welcome back. You will never be welcome back.
If I'm pretty sure was like if Vince McMahon, if I found this out, like if I was a judge and I found this out, I mean, I'm not the best like legal like person.
None of us are. We don't have any legal degrees here.
Yeah, but I mean, I did
none of
take
us
some legal education. But most likely, like if I was a judge, if I found out about this, and like if it were up to me, and I found all of this, and I knew this is not a new occurrence regarding Vince McMahon, like this is normal behavior for him. As awful as it is, even his own daughter has been uncomfortable like around him, like because like back in like 90s 2000s Vince
he was having to do some crazy stuff on
like
television,
doing stuff to Stephanie. I can't imagine what Stephanie would have gone through had
he made Jericho a list of dirty names to call her in his promos
and
on live television.
Yeah,
the Dirty Tramp, all those names, that the famous names Jericho would use in the promos. Vince McMahon, wrote them and gave them to Chris. And Chris is like, I'm not going to say this about your daughter. And he goes, no, you're going to say it and you're going to mean it.
That's what I'm saying. Because remember, like that, this is with The Rock. They were
Now,
you know,
Chris Jericho said that. Not
Yeah.
me, not some IWC, not a rumor, not a report. Out of Jericho's mouth, Jericho has said that.
because look at
The thing
promo.
is, I can't imagine how Stephanie would handle it had Hunter not been there. Had Triple H not been there, like to basically like I'm sure he like helped a lot for Stephanie. Because Stephanie probably would have lost her mind if
Oh my god.
Triple H was not there.
Because and you've said it, and I mean, look at the
and
promos we've had.
Yeah.
Look at the promos, like the one with The Rock
Mhm.
and Jericho. They were just roasting her, talking about her boobs, and then calling her, rhyming her with the gore, and then calling her a slut. How saying she sleeps around, how she gets around. Undertaker was doing it. Stone Cold called her some crazy names that I'm not gonna mention, but it starts with a T and it ends with an E. But I'm not gonna say it, but because I'm not trying to get anybody demonetized here. But it's crazy, like how much they were sexualizing her. And even the segments we've seen over the years, like with Edge and Lita, like that was crazy. Then the one with what was it, Dawn Marie and Candice Michelle, like we've seen some very sexual
the old man thing,
tendencies
too.
on live television. And even
The
with
thing
Sonny,
is regarding
Keebler, so
Sonny
many.
even had sex with Elmo on live television. Like at that point, I knew this wasn't a kid-friendly show, because why are you having a kid-friendly character do this type of stuff on television?
the thing
I
is
wouldn't be surprised if you
regarding
revoked that card.
the thing is regarding what like when this first came out and we were like learning of like people who were involved, like Vince, Laurinaitis, a couple other employees, Brock, like the names were coming out and I'm like, what? Like
The company.
straight up Vince, like it was like Vince straight up like made a wrestling Epstein list. I'm like, how the hell, like
Yeah. No, I know. It's
and
crazy.
I'm
I'm
like,
gonna let
at
Joe
this
kind of.
rate, I wouldn't be surprised if Vince was on Epstein's list.
His segment is gonna have
I'm
some.
always with the big
some work
mouth,
for him.
and this is the quietest I've ever been.
I know you're normally the
4
one
years
always
of
talking.
podcasting.
Yeah.
I'm always known as the big mouth with the most ravishing mustache in the business.
Well, I got two essay award-winning writers over here that doesn't know when to put a period or a comma or take a
I've
break
written
after
for the
everything.
Ghostbusters
So
fan
I'm
fictions.
over here listening to fucking whole diaries.
I usually ask
lists
every
of.
question under the book to people from England and Scotland and France and everywhere, and I have been so zipped the whole time. I'm
Yep.
always the big mouth of the podcast world, with the most rust on my tires, on my tour bus, and my plane. But man, I think it's insane that there's people out there that are still, sorry, cursing, fucking sticking up for Vince McMahon.
Don't worry about
wrong with
cursing.
you people?
They're part of the problem.
Yeah, you guys gotta go, man. Stop sticking up for
I also
man.
said
You gotta
I
go.
also
Put him in
wanted
a cell with
to.
Vince. Put him in a cell with Vince.
There
You
was one.
put him out to pasture. Pow pow, shotgun behind the barn.
Dude,
he needs to go to the retirement home. Wheelchair up to the elevator.
Cujo needs to be put down.
Yeah, he needs to be put on the third floor with not even a doorknob. Beep him into the room and just see you later. Here's your diapers. I hope you find a way out. You know.
All right, we'll say your last statement and then we're gonna wrap up the show here.
Yeah, I got off track to what I wanted to say. When I was talking about like legal shit. If I found this out, like all this out, and I knew of the repeated occurrence, if it were up to me, prison would be too good for Vince McMahon. I'd order death penalty right then and there.
Lethal injection.
And like I don't even support the death penalty, and I'm like, this guy
in the chair.
Out. Like
Scramble
this
his
world
brains
will be
like
better off without him.
No, his cellmate's gonna have fun with Vince. Oh, best believe. It don't matter. He's gonna put in overtime when the lights when the lights go off. He gonna be doing overtime, and he better not drop the soap either, because
He gonna
Yeah.
like it.
Well, we are going.
Like,
We are going to wrap it up here. I want to thank everybody for coming on. I want everyone, as well in the chat. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and joining us throughout this rocky Royal Rumble predictions and unfortunate discussion with now ex-chairman, CEO, founder, WWE, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and the horrific news that broke out yesterday. We are going to go around the room to see if everybody needs to promote anything before we head out of here. So, of course, my guy, Joey P, talk to them.
I have 2 lives this Sunday. I'm looking at my calendar. One at 3 p.m. with a young lady from the United Kingdom. She represents TNT in England. And then I have another gig at 8 p.m., which will be live on the Joe Panther Variety Show on YouTube. The link is in the bio. Check me out. Doing this podcast thing for 4 years, as it says here. Wrong way. I'm the host of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. Just come hang out with the pants, do some fan dances, ask them awesome questions. Just do it. Hang out with these guys and come on, have fun. And, come hang out with the Panther. So
I love it. And of course, you can find his stuff down in the description below. Rust from the road said, very cool stream. We'll be shouting you all out in my predictions video I post tomorrow. I appreciate that, Russ. Go ahead also and make sure you follow all of us on all the social media platforms and stuff. Join the Discord as well, because we love to hear from a whole bunch of content creators as well as fans alike and stuff. And there's a whole bunch of great things happening here at Last Week of Wrestling Podcast. So I do not want you to stay tuned out. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, Rust, and make sure you turn on those post notifications as well, just like for Joey P. And for none other than Kicking It with Leo. Talk to them. Tell me what they got.
So tomorrow we will be doing our Royal Rumble watch along over in the Flex Zone, and we will be joined by a fellow up and coming wrestling content creator. Hear these thoughts. He's on the road to 10K, just like Dylan. Very cool guy, very dope guy. Does a lot of great content. Been cool for a little minute now. So I'll definitely be excited to have him on the show tomorrow. But we're on the road to 50 subscribers. If you guys didn't know, if you guys are new, you guys don't know what's been going on over these past few weeks. I did lose my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, I was on the road to 800. And unfortunately, I had to start over. So that's why you guys, the channel that you guys are seeing me on now, I have to start over. I'm at 39 right now. I was at 43. Then I lost a few. Now I'm back at 39. But the ultimate goal is 50. We're trying to get to. But the ultimate goal is always and forever going to be 10K subscribers this year. So I know we can do it as a wrestling community. I know I can do it as a wrestling content creator. So let's come together. We can make this happen.
Awesome. And exactly like he said, we can make it happen for him. We can make it happen for all of us here on Last Week of Wrestling Podcast. Make sure you check us all out on all of our social media platforms, as well as our YouTube channels and Twitch channels, and so on and so forth. All of our links are down below. And of course, we want to thank Main Event Network as well as NordVPN for partnering with all of our videos, as well as being a good friend of ours as well. But of course, tomorrow is the big one, the Royal Rumble watch along. Myself, Wolf, and a whole slew of guests are going to be on tomorrow doing the Royal Rumble watch along itself. Wolf is already so hyped. He's already dancing like Joe Panther in his chair, waiting for none other than that Royal Rumble. And of course, if you missed it yesterday, we had the amazing greatest tag team champions of all time from House of Glory, right out of New York, baby. Main event, the Blazing Lion and Midas, Ringmaster Midas. They were so great, so cool. I'm absolutely honored that they spent that time with me yesterday to talk about their journey into House of Glory. And we learned so many great things about their journey and so many awesome moments as well. So make sure, if you haven't already, go run those numbers up on YouTube. And for all of my audio listeners, it is always available immediately after the live is over on Spotify and Apple Pod and all of your other podcasting streaming platforms, just like all of our other predictions like this one, as well as our other podcasts that we do each and every weekday, sometimes 3 times a week. Guys, we are killing it out here. And of course, all of our amazing watch alongs. Next week, we will do a lot more stuff on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Because today is Friday. I still can't believe it's Friday.
Saturday and Sunday?
Yeah, I'm kind of combining them. It feels with the way that I work, I kind of combine the whole 7 days with 7 days. I work 14 in a week. That's what it feels like. But nonetheless, tomorrow we'll be talking about all the big things that are coming on for, of course, the following, none other than the regular watch-alongs, as well as Just Laying Down himself. That's right, I can officially say it. Just Laying Down, the guy that was on TV during the brand new year of Raw's opener show, as well as Survivor Series crazy clip moments as well. He will be joining us here on the Last Week of Wrestling podcast. You do not want to miss that one, so make sure you turn on those post notifications and check in with us Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time to do an amazing podcast and, of course, all of the other great stuff. We will see everybody tomorrow, and of course, you all be good people to not only yourselves, but to one another, and respect each other. Please, if anything you've learned out of this podcast today,
don't be a Vince McMahon.
Don't be Vince McMahon. Please respect one another. We're all human beings at the end of the day. Stop being a banana head. Don't be a jabroni.
No means no.
Yeah, no means fucking no, Vince. Disgusting. All right.
You're going to learn it the hard way.
Yeah, can't wait for it. All right, we'll see you guys later.
Start to feel like I'm dreaming, man should have seen that look on my face. But I'm so low-key, I'm an anonymous G that I left no trace.